Goes live, episode 5. I'm your host, Sandy Millington. Uh, I'm going solo again today. For those of you who joined in last week, might remember me saying that my darling partner, Stanny, is feeling a bit under the weather. Well, she's a little bit, she's on the mend, but she's still feeling a bit shitty. So she's sitting out this one yet again. But I'm sure she's going to pop into the chat. In fact, I can see her already. The first thing I'll do, just to welcome you all in, I've got six people watching me. It was a good start. So just say hello to BBA and everyone else. I don't even need to look to see the BBA's in there. And as expected, right at the top of the chat. Hello, BBA. Good to see you, Jamie, mate. We've also got Nerd UK in. Evening, Dave. How you doing? We've got everyone's favourite sniper, Mr. Ian Attenbury. Welcome, mate. Good to see you. Hope you're well. And, of course, Danny is joining us as well in the chat just to keep up. So, yeah. Thank you for everyone for turning up. Hopefully we'll get a few more in. It's not about the numbers, really. I see that Nerd UK is saying, love the new lights, look very sick. Yeah, they do, don't they? That was going to be the first thing I was going to talk about, actually, Nerd, because it's not really the effect that I was going for. These lights were really cheap. I think they were about £3.60 delivered from Amazon. They're pretty good for what they are. But they've actually come with this remote. Hopefully, I've actually got it. Yeah. So as you can see, I've got a whole different range of color options and settings. This needs a watch battery. It didn't come included with the kit, which I suppose was why it was like £3.60. I think the battery can cost about £2. So I need to get the idea I'm going for because as you can see, I've got my Funko Pops here just representing me and Danny. Nice little touch I've put into the set recently, just to bring a bit of color and character to my videos. So what I'm trying to do with the lights is ultimately I've this one on the Danny Zuko side blue, and this one on the Sandy side pink. So you got the blue and pink sort of meeting in the middle, like a bit of a well, we'll see, won't we? But the first thing I need to do is get a battery for this, because I was expecting it to come with batteries. Didn't really read the small print, never do. And yeah, so until I can get a battery, then we are stuck in Darth Vader mode, which suits me, to be honest, because I love a bit of Darth Vader. So yeah, I mean, made a lot of improvements to my set. Still a few more to come, as you can see. It doesn't half help. It makes me feel so much better about making these videos and just being out of the way in the other room, not on my kitchen table, and I'm planning on doing these videos for years to come, guys. So there'll be more to come. I'd like to get like a bit of a backdrop going. I'd like to get like everybody has these the poker chips on show. I've got tons of poker chips in the community. I'd love to have them on show, but I need to get like a little stand or display or something for them. But it'll evolve and it'll come together, and I think that's part of the journey, isn't it, for us YouTubers? It's not just seeing the stack grow, but seeing how we produce our videos, and what that improves. Mine's already improved. So funky lighting, mate, from Ian. Thanks, mate. Nerd UK, have you tried putting the lights just out of shot so you get the glow? Yeah, I was actually gonna mess about with that a little bit while I was on the live, to be honest, because you're right, it glows. Yeah, you're right. I am gonna have them just out of shot. I'm still messing about with it, to be quite honest, until I get my battery. I'm happy. I suppose the main question really is how does it hold up? I'm going to test this now. How does it hold up when I actually hold a coin to the camera? Are we getting a good shot? Yeah, it instantly kills the dim, doesn't it, of the red glow. So I think you're right, Ned. I think once I've got me back, I'll leave it as it is for now, just because I'm already live and I'm chatting to you guys, and I don't want to interrupt to start messing around with lights. But yeah, as soon as I got my battery, I'll figure out the correct setup so they're just off of camera and they're just glowing onto the set. Because I think you're right, it's just it's a bit too in your face, isn't it? As it is. So yeah, nice advice. Thanks, Ned. So today's live. Gotta be honest, guys, I haven't really got a great deal to talk about today. I just like doing this. I got back into it last week. It was my first video for a while. I thought about recording some videos at the weekend. I had a bit of spare time. And I've said before on a previous live, I think I'm gonna stick to just doing lives from now on. The pre-recorded videos, for me, they always just end up feeling a little bit forced. I mean, I do a few things on them. I do my pickups, which is fine. I do the odd community shout out and mail call when they come, which I really enjoy doing. And the rest of it, I end up talking. I think a lot of people in the community who do videos feel this way. You just want to keep pumping out the content for the algorithms. You want to keep the content slow and steady, 2 or 3 videos a week just to keep it rolling. But when you start trying to make 2 or 3 videos a week and you've only been stacking for 6 or 7 months, you end up talking about things that you've just got no right to, investments and spot prices and the big dealers. Guys, what do I know about all that? There are plenty of other people online with it, albeit within the silver stacking community or just investment bloggers, are far more qualified to talk about stuff like that. All I'm really interested in is shiny little pickups, our fabulous little community, and just coming on and chatting to you all, really. So yeah, without having any pickups, it's difficult to sort of think of what you're going to talk about and what content you've got. But hey, let's just blag it. I've been blagging like for 43 years, guys. Why not blag it a little bit with the YouTube, eh? And I just, bottom line is I enjoy coming on live and I enjoy talking to you guys, whoever's joining me in the chat. So Ian Kirk, Zathras is here. Hello, Zathras, my old mate. Good to see you. Always love it when you join in. It always makes me smile thinking about that great story you sent me. Who else have we got? Nerd saying, no, mate. Your perspective as a new stacker is just as important. Well, I mean, maybe you're right. I've certainly got, my opinions after 6 or 7 months. But when it comes, what I mean, Ned, is when it comes to investing and portfolios and diversification and how the futures are gonna, and how markets are gonna play out and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm talking about, and to be quite honest with you, I don't think anybody does. None of us can see the future when when it comes to the markets and stocks and shares and all that kind of thing. Everyone's got an opinion. It's something I want to talk about, actually, because there's something I've noticed within the broader stacking community, because everybody has got an opinion. It's like that old saying, just hello to Kilroy, running late. Hope everyone is having a good day. Danny, week off 44. Not sure what you mean there, love. Oh, week off 44. Yeah, I do know what you mean. It's my birthday next week, guys. I turn 44 years old this time next week. Might even come live, and I'll make Danny sing happy birthday to me live on the on the video. How about that? So we've already got a gang of people singing it to Nemo for his. So, I'll get Danny on here and she can sing it for me. So Ian Attenbury is agreeing with Nerd on the new stacker thing. Nerd said, it's all just guessing, mate. Even the top dogs are guessing. Yeah, they are. They are guessing. and this is what I want to talk about, because there's something that I've noticed in the broader community, and it's something that, if you're listening to me and you value my opinion, uh, might just be something you want to take on board, because there are a lot of people out there sort of publicly saying what they think's going to happen in the future. Is spot price going to keep going up and up and up? Is it gonna reach a point of, say, about 50 or something like that, £50 an ounce, and then stop and steady out? Or is there gonna be a repeat of the 2011 crash? It was long, long, long before I started stacking. I hope I got the year right. I think it was 2011. I've heard a lot about it, where spot rose and rose and rose, and everyone was getting really excited, and then seemingly overnight it just crashed back down to £11. I've heard a few people in the community who've been stacking for many years say that they're actually only just starting to break even on it now, after stacking since pre-crash in 2011. Benson, hello mate, hi all, hope everyone is well. On a detour, we'll be not drinking or smoking anymore, as we'll be completely teetotal for 4 days now. Excellent, mate. Great to hear. I'm making steps on that, on my own problems myself. Well documented my own addiction problems. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not going to make any big claims and say, I'm cured and everything, but we're getting there, one step at a time. Things are improving. So anyway, yeah, back to what I was saying. So spot price could crash. It could keep going up, or it could steady out. None of us know. Everybody's got an opinion, and something I've noticed. Like I say, if you do value my opinion at all, just take this one little snippet of advice. Everybody that is saying that spot price is going to keep going up and keep going up and keep to the moon, as the saying goes, everybody who holds that opinion, as far as I've noticed, has got something to sell. Whether it's an auctioneer, whether it's a trader, whether it's someone on Facebook, everybody who sort of stands by that notion that it's going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, go to the moon, has got something to sell. Call me a cynic, but there it is. Just an observation, guys. Those of us who are just stackers, we will quite openly say, we haven't got a clue. We don't know. It could crash tomorrow. It could keep going up, and it could keep going up to the moon. Nobody knows. The sellers don't know. The mints don't know. The governments don't know. We all put our opinion out there, but just a little thing that I've noticed that, it's the people who are trying to, and I'm not saying that they've got an agenda. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that they're trying to rip you off or lead you down a blind alley or anything like that. All I'm saying is it must be wishful thinking. Put yourself in their shoes. You want the spot prices going up. Your business is starting to do well, and you're not gonna tell your customers to stop buying because spot price could crash any moment, are you? You're just not gonna do it. So just bear in mind as you go forward that everybody who seems to hold that opinion are the people who've got something to sell. Just these are time. We all have to do our due diligence in this hobby, in this investment plan. We all know the dangers. We all know the risks. Now is the time, I think, to really double down on that notion. Really just watch where you're putting your money, because we just don't know what's going to happen, and we've got a pretty good idea who we can trust and who we can't, but you just don't know. Do you know what I mean? So, and of course, if spot price does crash tomorrow, people who've got a lot of money invested can become desperate as well. They feel that they've made a mistake, and this is all pretty new to me, but I'm always on my guard. Not to the point where I become paranoid. I'm quite trusting, but just always second guess yourself when it comes to your decision making particularly over the next few weeks, because it'd be an awful shame if anyone got ripped off or invested too highly the day before spot price crashed and lost all their money. This isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a working class chap in a working class cap with a working class stack. So, heed my advice or not, but just watch yourselves, So I've seen a couple more people come into the chat. We're actually up to 16, 17. It's just ticked over in front of my eyes. So I'll just say hello to the newcomers. So Benson, I said hello to Benson. Kilroy, hello mate, good to see you. I don't know if I said hello to Kilroy, but hello Kilroy. What are we saying? Well done, lads. What goes up? Ian Attenbury, indeed, what goes up must indeed come down. So just watch yourselves. Danny's saying, well done, Benson, one day at a time. I'm 4 smashed already. Wow, you. Yeah, brilliant, mate. Good to hear. And Benson, you've got my phone number, mate. If you ever need to talk, especially when it comes to your issues, a problem shared, mate. We're kindred spirits here at Working Class Stacks. Joker's wild. Hello, Jokers. I had a bloody great conversation with Jokers last night. It's good to talk to you one-on-one. Well, it wasn't one-on-one. It was 2-on-1, wasn't it? We tag team you, me and Debbie. But yeah, me and Danny. But yeah, that was nice. So BBA is back. Welcome, BBA. Evening, mate. That's great to see you. Kilroy, sounds like you're trying to bring facts into an argument. How dare you do that? I know. Well, this is the internet. You know what I mean? I should just start talking bubbles. I could sell you anything. It is the internet. You know what I mean? Benson coins. Blinds go up, Ian. Blinds do go up. They also come down, same as everything else, mate. Everyone's just saying hello to each other. Jokers, how's your brother? Oh, how's you, brother? I thought there was something wrong with your brother then, Jokers. Ian Attenbury, yeah, and come down, Benson. Well, they do when I put them up. Yeah. I'm not exactly a dab hand at DIY either, as I'm sure Danny will tell you. So anything that I tend to build tends to come straight back down, mate. So I hear you there. BBA's multitasking. He's probably got his 3 or 4 mobiles on. Joker's Wild saying hello to Benson. Benson's saying, I pushed out and bought a blender. Smoothies are my thing. Oh, yeah. Love a smoothie. Kilroy was here. Hey, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah. Click the like button. Or as TSC would say, like the click. What's he say? Click the. I don't even know how he says it. Can't wrap my tongue around that. Click. Like the click. Oh, I give up. We'll leave that one to him. Benson's coin. Thank you, Sandy. Really appreciate it, mate. I mean it, mate. Honestly, I really do. I use my channel to document and talk about my issues sometimes. You know the score. You know what I'm all about. So, honestly, mate, anytime. We've got LFC 1967. Oxycan Bob. I'm not sure what you mean by Oxycan Bob, but glad to see another local in here. Although, if you're a Liverpool fan, chances are you probably don't live in Merseyside. They're all from London. I am a Scouser, but I'm not a Red. So, but it's good to see you in here, mate, nevertheless. Just a little well done, Benson, from Jokers. And Jokers, the prices are just crazy, aren't they? FOMO is starting to kick in with the newbies. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that myself on the Discord. A couple of people who've only just started stacking, and all of a sudden, prices are just rocketing, and they're thinking, what have I got myself into here? To be honest, I've had the same thoughts myself, guys. I'm only 7, maybe 8 months deep into my stacking plan. I think I've got 35 ounces. I think that's about right. 35 ounces in my stack. which is nothing to be sniffed at, but it's not a life-changing amount of silver, you know. Even if spot were to keep going up and if it was to double again overnight, yeah, sure, I'm making money, but you know, I'm in this for the long haul anyway. As you all know, it's a 20-year plan I'm on, and I'm only 8 months deep into it. So yeah, it is. It's concerning, these spot price hikes, and it's making me rethink a lot. It really is. You know, as I've as I've said many a time, it's almost part of my catchphrase. I say 1 ounce a week every week for the next 20 years. That was the plan when I started out. 8 months in, I found it a little bit harder than you know you might imagine. 30 or 40 quid a week. It doesn't seem much, but it can be. Some weeks are harder than others. Managed to stay ahead of my plan. Got to the 6 month mark early. Uh, and then kind of stopped because of my holiday and everything like that. And then come back from the holiday and all this has started to happen. So I've just decided to have a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a sabbatical while I see what's going on. Because honestly, if spot keeps going up, 1 ounce a week just isn't going to be possible. Not to say that I won't be budgeting for my stack, because I will be, because it'd be stupid not to. After 8 months of doing this, I've just got too much knowledge on it now just to ignore it altogether and never come back to stacking. But, you know, when's the point going to be that it becomes half an ounce a week and then you're paying premium on the half ounce? And I don't know. One of the things I've been thinking about, and I've spoke about it a few times, and it was Nerd UK in the chat today who really sort of sold the idea to me one time without, you know, he wasn't trying to, he was just talking about it in the community, and I was paying a bit of attention. And he was talking about the Tavex 1 gram of gold subscription, where you buy anything between 1 and 5 grams of gold per month, and you do that for 12 months, and they send you a free one or 5 free ones, depending on how well you stuck to your plan. And I sat down and did a little bit of maths on that a few weeks ago, and it's I can't stress enough just how much the maths make sense. You know, especially because gold's going up all the time. So maybe what I'm going to do is actually put the 1 ounce of silver a week plan on hold altogether and have a little look at the Tavex 1 gram of gold subscription. It doesn't make for good viewing, really, on a YouTube channel. The beauty of silver is every time you get a pickup, it's a brand new unique coin. You know, there's a Britannia, they're so pretty, they all have these lovely designs on them. We all love tuning in to see the pretty shiny things, but 1 gram a month or however many grams a month I get just on a little assay card, boom, in the box. Not exciting, is it? Not exciting for the collection. It's not exciting for the YouTube. But at the end of the day, those things come second. You know, first and foremost is the investment, and it's the money. And you know, YouTube is fun and it's great, and I love doing it. But you know, it's all about the green, guys, isn't it? That's why we're all here. That's why we're all stackers in the first place. So yeah, real big sort of rethink is coming on that in the future. I mean, maybe I'm just going to hold off until after Christmas, to be honest, guys. I'll probably get the odd pick up between now and then. I've got a few things that I'm trying to trade in. Uh, I kind of separated a little bit of my stack recently to sell off and buy a few gold backs, which I'm trying to trade. I'm sure it'll happen for me eventually, but they've been up on the marketplace for a little while now, and they don't seem to be going anywhere. They're not quite as liquid as the old silver coins. Uh, so yeah, you know, I don't know whether I've made a mistake there or not. You know, flipping coins and items like this little gold back here. You know, it's not as simple as you think. You know, I thought, well, all right, stack is social, I'll get rid of them in no time. But you know, people have got to want them at the end of the day, haven't they? So yeah, so maybe just have a little bit of a pause on the stacking plan. Have a good think about it, and then we'll see in a month or two, and just a couple of basic pickups in between now and then, because I'm really leaning heavily towards that Tavex 1 gram gold. So yeah, just picking up on a comment there, 100% jokers talking about the prices growing crazy. Need to take the time. Easy for me to say. I was the same, I suppose. Jokers is saying, Ian, just spent 46 quid on a 2026 Brit. Didn't have one in my collection, but kind of begrudge paying it. Yeah, well, I mean, the brand new house as well, aren't they? And you know, there was no chance of ever getting one cheaper, was there? You know, I mean, not long ago, 6 months ago, I got this 2023 Brit, and they say the 2023 is probably the one that's going to hold the biggest premium in the future because, well, I've actually got two, and I'll show you why. Because we've got that's as most stackers know, that was that the Royal Mint changed from Queen Elizabeth to King Charles, and I've got both there in my collection. Probably gone in the future. They stand the highest chance of appreciating in value, I think, the 2023. But you know, I got that one off Stephen, God's Money, well-known community member, £33 6 months ago, and now you're paying out 46 on a 2026, which isn't going to help have the same appreciation over time as the 2023. So I can understand why that's a very, very bitter pill to swallow. It's as I say, these prices are certainly making me think again. So yeah. Back to the chat. Ian says, jokers, I know the bloody VAT doesn't help, does it? Of course, it's come straight from the Royal Mint, I assume. So you're paying VAT on that, not the secondary market. We shouldn't be paying VAT on CGT bullion. Anyway, to my mind, well, it is the British government, Ian, mate. If they can tax you on it, they will. You know what I mean? Oh, hello, Silver Punk joined us in the chat. I love 1 gram gold bars. You love them for totally different reasons that we do, though. I think you just love to get your hammer out and just start banging your brand name into them. I'd actually love to see that Silver Punk in individual 1 gram bars. I bet you haven't got the guts. Bet you haven't got the guts, Silver Punk. Go on. Challenge set down. So Ian Attenbury just saying hello to Punk. Nerd UK, yeah, I love them too. Silver Punk. Benson's coins. I started collecting 1 gram gold now. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. I think especially in these times, I think, you know, silver's almost going sort of vertical if you look at the graphs at the moment, isn't it? Whereas gold's on a much more shallow but still upward trajectory. So yeah, it's definitely the way to go, I think. Nerd UK wants a 1 gram panda. I've got 2 1 gram pandas. They're minuscule, says Ian. I just got the 4th of July 1 gram gold, but a panda would be really nice. Queen looks so much better on a Brit. I agree, the Queen does look so much better on the Brit, you know. Big fan of the Queen anyway. Very, very sad the day she passed away. But just to go back to Benson and Ian's conversation there, talking about the 1 gram pandas and the 4th of July stuff. See, this, I've got to be honest, this stuff doesn't interest me at all. If I'm going to go with 1 gram gold, it's going to be the Tavex subscription because it just makes sense. It's financially sound. I believe, after doing my research, you know, I'm totally open to being proven wrong, but I believe that it's the best affordable investment for, like, you know, working class people on low wages, you know, who want to lock their money up into, you know, an investable asset, particularly an investable physical asset. It's the 1 gram gold Tavex subscription. Now, when you start looking at pandas and 4th of July and all the other, like, you know, you're paying a premium on it, just the same as you pay a premium anyway. But on those 1 gram gold bars, they're already like very premium heavy. I haven't got the maths and the numbers in front of me right now to sort of compare it all for you, but I have done the maths on the premium, and it's very, very premium heavy. So to get something that's a little bit more collectible, and there's tons and tons of options, just like with silver, and some of them are quite quirky and fun, and I get why people want to collect them. You got SpongeBob, you've got Willy Wonka, you've got Coca-Cola, you've got God also, just anything branded, basically. It's mad. You can have anything, but yeah, I mean, to add another level, another layer of premium onto an already premium heavy item just makes no sense to me at all. It really doesn't, especially for such a small, tiny piece of metal. I mean, obviously these have got such a collectability about them because they're beautiful, but yeah, I mean, for a 1 gram piece of gold with a stamp on it costing me an extra 20 or 30 quid. Nah, you're all right. But that's just my opinion, guys. Obviously, each to their own. Not preaching to anyone. I just obviously very aware of the premium. I'm in this to invest. So yeah. So where were we in the chat? So Jokers, the Queen looks so much better on a Brit. Totally agree. Oh, I see you saw it the other night. I'm not too sure what he's talking about. We've got Exoenian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's joined the chat. Welcome, Exoenian. He's asking me for a Scouser. Kind of, mate. I'm from the other side of the water. Sunny Birkenhead. To anyone else around the country, I suppose I'm a Scouser, but if anybody from around here calls me a Scouser, I see me bum. It's a bit like calling a Welshman or a Scot English, isn't it? It just doesn't go down well. But yeah, Jokers says Stephen's prices are unbelievable. He goody sorted me out the 2-ounce Queen's Beast, beautiful coins. Talking about Stephen's God's money from the community. Yeah, I've only bought the one item off him, but it was actually the second coin I ever bought. No, it was the third coin I ever bought. So I bought one from a dealer, which cost me a fortune. One on eBay, which we got a really good deal on, and then we're 3 weeks into our stacking journey, and we found this thing, Stackers Social, you guys. I'd immediately got onto the marketplace, got in touch with God's money, and got a lovely £33 ounce of silver. Yeah, so he is good prices. A nice guy as well. Nice guy. Silverpunk saying, I'd done a couple of gold ones. Brit both sold a while back. It was cool to do. I bet it was. Imagine just getting that hammer out and just destroying a piece of gold. Not destroying it, but just battering it with your hammer. Must feel powerful, I think. I'd like to do that myself. Wanton destruction. We've got Danny. Hello, love, saying, wouldn't Silverpunk have to have an AK egg of gold? Oh yeah, and also known as Gold Punk. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Ian saying my fave coin, Jokers, is my 57 Sov with the Gillick depiction. Exoenian is saying Bitcoin is better than worthless metal. Maybe so. I mean, everyone's got their opinion on that, but a lot of the reason why silver stackers and gold stackers do what they do is because it's non-digital and it's a physical asset. And we just never know what's going to happen in future with technology, or government control. It's not something I like to talk about. I'm not a prepper. I'm not anti-establishment, but times are getting harder. There's a lot of talk about digital ID in the news at the moment. It's worrying times, and I think a lot of people just feel like, who knows what the government's going to pull in the future. Are they going to lose our pensions? Are they going to crash the fiat altogether? And I know Bitcoin stands separately from fiat currency, but it's still a digital, it's a number on a computer screen, isn't it? All it takes is for the computer to crash and you've lost all your money. So yeah, I think that's why stackers do what they do, really. So, but Exoenian, you absolutely entitled to your opinion, mate. Benson Coins saying, "Oh, I got mine cheap, £110 and £109, so cheaper than the subscription to Tavex." Well, fair enough, mate. Fair enough, yeah. I think it's 111 at the Tavex at the moment. Gold is at £100.91, says Ned. Yeah, over £100. Jokers is saying until the power goes out. Exactly, mate. Yeah, until the power. I was reading today. I'm quite into astrophysics and like space talk and not aliens and stuff, but just the physics behind the universe. And I was reading about solar flares, and all it takes is a solar flare to hit those satellites. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. You know, uh, once those satellites are fried, all your Bitcoin's gone, innit? You know what I mean? Oh, they come crashing back down to the earth. So yeah, I agree with that, Joker. Until the power goes out. Exoenian saying Bitcoin is the hardest. Jokers, amazing coins, Ian. Exoenian, that's not true. Talking about the power going out. Well, it's a slim chance, but anything can happen. We could go to war. We could get, our computer systems blown up by God knows. There's so many things that can happen. We're so reliant on technology, isn't it? And I think when you're a silver stacker, you're taking that power away from the technology. It's not about what's the best investment or not. It's just about, whether you're whether you the saying within the community, within the stacking community, you don't hold it, you don't own it. So that's the way I think about it. So Danny's saying, haha, Stacker Social won't go off. Put a generator on BBA's bike. Yeah, you keep the Discord going when the power goes off, mate. You keep that bike going, and you keep us all in touch with each other. Great shout, Danny. Tavex is £116 now, says Ned. Yeah, what was it, £111 last week when I last went live? Exoenian silver and gold is abundant throughout the universe. It is. You're quite right about that, but it's getting to it, isn't it? Yeah, it's Ned. Yes, it is Ned. Ordered my October bar today. You don't understand how Bitcoin works. No, you're quite right. I don't pretend to. Not really interested either, to be honest. It's just not my thing. Everyone's got their own thing, and it's I'm a silver stacker. So I do believe that I might diversify to cover me back at some point in the future, but right now I'm just concentrating on because the thing is as well with silver stackers is we've got two beasts inside of us, haven't we? We've got that investor and we've got the collector on the other side, So as well as investing my money, I'm also collecting these lovely, beautiful pieces, and sort of 50-50 really for me, why I do what I do. So Silverpunk saying, your Bitcoin could be just numbers on a screen. Danny, this isn't a Bitcoin chat. Well, it's an investment chat. So but everyone's entitled to their opinion. We've all got something to say. It's all valid. Ned, everywhere else across Europe is getting advice on what to do if we have an EMP attack. So the worry is real. It absolutely is. It's real, not just from our own planet, from EMPs and from enemies abroad. It's real from space as well. All it takes is a solar flare, as I say. It all comes crashing down, and we're all eating nettle soup. You know what I mean? So everywhere else across, yeah, I read that one. So if you learned how Bitcoin works, it'd let you would sell all your silver for Bitcoin. I really don't believe I would. As I say, there's two sides of it. There's the investment and there's the collection. I know quite a few people who've done well off Bitcoin, and I know quite a few people who've lost quite a bit. So it's just the same as anything, really. It's a gamble. Jokers is saying, BTC assuming Bitcoin no longer decentralized with BlackRock involved, a runner Run a mile gateway is a digital CBDC. I don't know what any of those abbreviations mean, jokers. So I'm just going to skip over that one. Kilroy's saying, don't get me wrong, I have a little money in crypto, but much more in metals. I have the, if you don't like it, you don't hold it, you don't own it. I agree there. Also, after an EMP, we still have our metals, but not crypto. So keep talking. I am almost finished. Keep talking. You're almost finished with what? That's Adrian Khan. Keep talking. I'm almost finished. Don't know what you mean, mate. But I'm going to keep talking. Exuenian, no, crypto is trash. Bitcoin is not crypto. Yeah, there are different. I think people use the term crypto, don't they, when they're just talking about like digital currency. I use Bitcoin as a bit of a blanket term for it. There are tons of them, though. Impossible to have lost money on Bitcoin. Oh, I don't know. I know a couple of guys who have. It was years ago. Years and years ago when it first started, but yeah. Okay, so Silverpunk, the people who I know have, and to be honest, Exuenian, it may well be, as I say, I use Bitcoin as a blanket term. It may not have been Bitcoin, it might have been crypto. I don't know. I don't understand it all. Silverpunk, the people who I know who have done really well out of Bitcoin have all said they would not reinvest in it. Interesting take. So what, like it's like a one-time deal, get in, get out while you can. That's a fair point as well. You guys seriously need to understand Bitcoin ASAP. Well, we're not really here, as Danny said, we're not really here to talk about Bitcoin, mate. We're here to talk about silver stacking. Each to their own, mate. Each to their own. That's all I say, So exactly my point. No, how can they have lost money if it's at ATH? Again, I don't understand all the abbreviations, mate. I'm not pretending to be an investing channel here. So yeah, I mean, as I say, Bitcoin to me is just a blanket term for all cryptocurrency. So it may not have been Bitcoin. It was a cryptocurrency. It's all the same to me. Exuenian must be crypto newbie because BTC does no longer follow it, while paper having a decentralized asset outside the banking system. Vanguard of BlackRock all-time high. Well, listen, I'm going to move on because I'm not here to talk about Bitcoin. And I did actually start this stream by saying I don't like talking about the old investment side of things. At the moment, it's hard not to, with everything that's going on. With all the spot price moves and that, it's on everybody's mind. Everybody's talking about it. But honestly, I just kind of bought into the idea of silver stacking about 8 months ago, and I'm running with it when it comes to decentralization and digital currencies and whatever the hell an ACH is. I don't know. It all goes over my head. I'm just a thick Birkin header, so I'm going to move on from that. Benson, I don't know enough about Bitcoin to have a point. If it is a bad thing or a good thing because I don't know enough about it, well, that's exactly where I stand on it. Exactly where I stand on it, mate. So Danny's saying if it was such a sure return, pension investment would be all over it as they are with precious metals. Enough said. I'll always bow down to my baby when she's talking finance. She worked in a bank for nearly 30 years. She knows her stuff. So yeah, Bitcoin is the ultimate decentralized asset. Okay, so I have shares in Vanguard, though, Joker. All right, okay. Well, yeah, so where are we? 45 minutes. I'm going to keep this one a bit of a short one today, guys, because as I say, I haven't got any pickups. I just wanted to come on, jump on live and just say hello to everyone more than anything. I want to start doing lives a lot more often, once a week maybe, but while the stacking plan's on hold, it's difficult because I like having a bit of a pickup to show you, you know what I mean? That's what we all tune in for, isn't it? To see the silver. And I'm not an investment guru. So trying to think of things to talk about on these videos gets a little bit difficult. Well, it's such is why I'm just sort of engaging with the chat a bit more than I usually do tonight. Normally Danny will come along and help me with the chat, but she's not feeling well, so I thought I'd jump on a live and I'd try and read the chat myself. It's more just practice than anything, just for these things. So, Bitcoin would change your life, Axelinian. Well, it might do, but also if those satellites blow up, mate, then it's going to change your life again. I mean, I can see you're a big believer in it, and more power to you, mate. More power to you. You keep doing what you're doing if you believe in it. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, I wish you all the best. I really do. As with anyone who's investing the hard-earned money into it. I like the lights in the background. Cheers, Benson. You don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I've said that about 10 times. I'm not an investment guru. Do not know what I'm talking about. Maybe you know what, Exuenian? Maybe you're in the wrong place, mate. Maybe this ain't the channel for you. Maybe you need a Bitcoin channel. I don't know. I'm going to move on from that now. So find the Bitcoin channel. So yeah. We're a small little community, Exuenian, of silver stackers. We all feel the same way. So maybe you're just in the wrong place, man. Don't think Sandy being this long without a cup of Yorkshire. I was just about to give you a shout, babe. You know where I am. Benson Coin, we talk about gold and silver. We sure do. We talk about it all day and all night. It's obsessive, man. It really is. It's obsessive, which is why it's half investment and half collection. My box at the back there has got 30 ounces in it. Not one of them's the same. You know what I mean? It's just it's exciting. It's getting those pickups when they come and you build your collection and all that. I'm really just trying to change the subject and move away from the Bitcoin talk here. So get the brew on. Get the brew on, girl. Get the brew on. Danny Millington, mother on the phone again. Okay, so I'm not getting a brew for a minute because she's talking to her mum. I'm going to tell you something about Danny's mum. We've had a bit of a situation in the past couple of weeks, and it's not good. And I was telling Jokers a bit about this last night. It's really left, it hasn't helped because we're on a bit of a sabbatical with our investment anyway. Basically, I'm going to just start from the beginning. About 2 or 3 months ago, Danny's mum, who is an 84-year-old lady, she lives with a partner, Ray, who's also 84. He's had a series of strokes recently in the last few years. He's losing his vision. They're both very, they haven't got much mobility and stuff anymore. We help them out with a bit of support now and again when we can. Just like picking up bits of shopping for them, online shops, just to help them out and stuff like that. Oh God, my ears just popped. God, what a horrible feeling because I've got my headphones on. But yeah, about 3 months ago, Danny's 84-year-old mother accidentally signed up on a tablet for a mobile phone contract that she didn't want. It was an all singing, all dancing mobile phone contract. She's ended up, she's been the victim of like an aggressive marketing online thing. She's just followed the links as an interest, and the next thing she found, she signed up to this contract with O2, by the way, not a small company. It's one of the biggest in the world, and they signed her up for this all singing, all dancing mobile phone contract, not just for her but for her partner as well. So they got 2 contracts. It's a 4-year contract. They've got the phones, the newest phone, newest tablets, all the accessories, the AirPods, the stuff that they charge you like 80 quid a pop for like earpods and stuff like that. And So she rang Danny up, a little bit upset a few weeks ago, saying, Danny, I don't know how I've managed to do this, but I've signed me and Ray up for this bloody contract. It's 4 years. It's going to cost us a fortune. I don't want it. I'm 84. Ray's going blind. He can barely see the bloody, the phone anyway. What are we going to do? And she obviously knew that Danny used to work in a bank as well as a mobile phone shop. So good person to speak to. And Danny sort of made a couple of phone calls to O2 and the bank, and it was a bit of a stress over one weekend. And we sorted it out, or rather, Danny sorted it out, and we thought that was the end of it. They cancelled the contract. They said, well, of course, we're not gonna, hold your mum and partner to this contract, and consider it done. Late last week, O2 have cited a breach of contract against Danny's mother and fleeced their bank account, fleeced their credit card, fleeced their partner's bank account and credit card, and taken the sum total, get this, the sum total of £19,000 away from them. This is an 84-year-old couple, one of which is had a number of strokes and is losing his vision. And this mobile phone company, one of the biggest mobile phone company providers in the world, let alone the country, has fleeced them for £19 on a breach of contract after already admitting aggressive advertising. What an absolute disgrace. I don't know if any of you remember my video from a while back where I made the shit list. Yeah, because we've all got I was talking about hit lists. We've got a hit list, like what coins we're after, what premium coins, the Kookaburra collection, all that. And I was talking about that, and I decided that I wanted to come up with a shit list because EasyJet had pissed me off and the post office had pissed me off. Well, O2 are on the top of my bloody shit list now, guys. I'm sorry for the language. I never claim to be PG-13 on this channel, but an 84-year-old couple fleeced of £19,000. The worst thing about this is it's really affected Danny's mum's confidence. She won't even switch her phone on now. She's so scared of pressing the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing and ending up in another situation like this. Now, it does end well. They have admitted fault, O2, and they have told them that the money's coming back. Of course, we're not going to take £19,000 from an 84-year-old couple. Of course, we're not. Well, you already have, but they're going to give it back. The secondary problem that this has added to our lives is that all of her bank accounts have now been frozen. So she can't get her food shopping, she can't, do her daily shops at the newsagents, all that kind of thing. We tried to help them out as best as we could. This has come at a terrible time because I actually had some time off work last week, so I haven't got much of a paycheck coming in this week, which would have been absolutely fine if it wasn't for this situation. So yeah, absolute horror story, guys. Absolute horror story. So we now have O2 mobile phones, absolute top of the shit list. They've hurdled over EasyJet and the post office. Well, maybe not the post office, but what an absolute joke. And I feel so sorry for Danny's mum at this time of her life to go through such a stress. You know what I mean? 19th, she basically told her partner at one point, why don't you just divorce me? I've lost all of our pension. You know what I mean? It was horrible. Hello, Danny. He's just appeared behind me. You say hello?
Yeah, hi guys.
Yeah, I was just telling them about your mum's situation.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
I've just seen her.
Is she all right? You just got off the phone to her?
She's at O2 again on Friday, so...
What, she's at the O2 shop again? Well, I thought it was sorted.
No, not yet. Apparently not. Because she's got to speak to Google now as well, because they tokenised her account.
Tokenised her account? Yeah, that's how they got away with taking all the money off it, guys. They did a Google tokenised payment. And this is where we're going, isn't it? This is why everyone's so scared of the digital ID and the the fiat money going digital and everything like that, because it's just full control. You can just dip into your bloody money whenever they feel like it. You know what I mean? So, as we always say, if Exoenian or Bitcoin buddies still in the chat, you don't hold it, you don't own it, mate. They can just dip in and take it whenever they want. All it takes is a bit of legislation. You know what I mean? So let's see who we've got in now. I see a few people have dropped out. We're down to 14 viewers, but that's cool. That's cool. Thanks for everyone who's still here. So Jokers is saying unbelievable stuff. Yeah, man, I know. It's horrible, isn't it? Brits and Sobs is here. Hello, Dave. Good old East End Dave. Welcome, mate. Welcome. Good to have you. Good to have. I promise not to do the accent anymore. He's saying, hey guys, just seen your live. So sorry to hear that, Sandy. Yeah, I know. Benson Scumbags. Hi, Sandy, Danny, thieving. And I think she's bleeping out the word bastards. There they are. The thieving bastards, Queen Nessie. This is not a PG-13 channel. If I want to swear, I will swear. Benson's Coins, can we add Every to the list as well? Because they're a joke as well. Every, I used to work at Every. I'll tell you a story here now. I was working at Every a few years ago in the parcel sorting office. And 3 days before Christmas, I walked out because I was working with a couple of little young gobshites off the estate. You know, the sort, especially round here. They're a dime a dozen. In Liverpool, you know, everyone's trying to be Paddy Pimblett, you know what I mean? And I was working with these guys. I was getting on with it. We were sorting people's parcels out, and after about 5 or 6 days, it was a boring job. We were left alone. There was no manager breathing down our neck. I was just there to earn a bit of Christmas money because I'd been made unemployed, and it was one of these agency things, you know. And after about 4 or 5 days, the young lads started getting bored and they started opening people's parcels. Now, it's one thing when it's coming from, you know, big company, big multi. It's still theft. You wouldn't catch me doing something like that. But after, you know, they'd opened a couple of things from Smiths and a couple of things from, you know, some Amazon, stuff like that. The next minute, guys, they were passing around a box of Quality Street that they'd opened. It was clearly wrapped as a present going to some little old lady like Danny's mum. You know what I mean? It was a very personal present. It was a box of Quality Street, and they'd opened it and they were passing it round. And I thought, you know, that's to somebody's bloody grandmother. That's a Christmas present. What are you doing? Challenged them on it. Nearly got into a fight and ended up having to walk out. You know what I mean? So that was that. Like, so where are we now? Yeah. So we've now got Every. I agree. Every can go on the shit list. This shit list's growing by the day. Anybody else want to put anybody on the shit list? More than happy to. As long as you've got a bloody good reason. Brits and Sobs, don't banks now have insurance for stuff like that? Stuff like what, mate? Brits and Sobs. Yeah, tell me about it, Benson. Every are the worst. The amount of parcels that never turned up as a joke. That's because of these little Scouse bellends, mate, that are stealing your parcels. I've seen them with my own eyes. Danny's saying they have done indefinitely claim on money being reclaimed. Danny's saying they have done. Danny's just walked in with her phone, playing me in the background. So sorry if you got a little bit of feedback there. Yeah, you're all right, Dan.
Yeah, Brits and Sobs was on about don't the banks have insurance. But I came in to say to you, Every are all right. Don't put Every on the shit list. Remember when they didn't come and collect your suit from Next and you got three free suits and 2 blazers?
Yeah, but that was Next who gave us all that.
If Every hadn't messed up, you wouldn't have got the suit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I got a free suit a couple of years ago because I'd ordered a suit for Christmas and it never turned up. And then, she's gone again. It never turned up and I got my refund, so they kind of done me a favour because a week later it turned up. So it turned up late and I got my refund, so it was a free suit. So yeah, Queen Nessie just saying hello to everyone. Good to see you, Queen. Everyone just saying hello back. Thank God for that, Danny. Yeah. Good evening. Poor mum. Yeah, poor mum. Just going through the comments. Everyone's just saying hello to each other. Good evening, you shiny magpie. Good evening, you shiny metal magpie. Hopefully, Mr. Bitcoin dropped into another chat. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Everyone's. It's like the old saying goes, innit? Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. So just back from my travels in Stirling. Oh, you been to Stirling? Have you? Oh, brilliant. Little day out was that, or have you been away for a few days, Queen? Yeah, every laid off my sister when she was going through some chemo. Oh, you're joking. She's going through chemo and they laid her off. Flipping heck. The world's just full of bell ends, isn't it? You know what I mean? Sorry to hear about that, Queen. I hope she, I don't know when this was. I hope it was a while ago when she's landed on her feet and the chemo worked and she's doing well. So we're on to Benson now. Do the accent, Sandy. Me and Brits can give you points out of 10. Well, we have got a couple of Cockney geezers in here today with us, haven't we? We got Benson coins and we got good old Brits and subs. I can actually do it sometimes. I'm feeling under pressure. You know what I mean? I've got you guys watching me, but I used to do a good Only Fools and Horses, but it's difficult when you're on the spot, isn't it? You know what I mean? You get a little bit embarrassed, even though I'm in a room on my own. So Echo and the Sandy Man. Yeah. Brits and Sobs. Yeah, that happened to me. I bought a Germania garden graded coin and it said it was delivered, but it didn't turn up. So got the refund, turned up 3 months later. So can't complain too much. And that was every as well. Yeah, it does happen. You do get lucky sometimes, don't you? So Queen's saying the video's coming soon. Good to hear. Oh, the video of Sterling. Oh, you made a video of Sterling. Oh, that'll be good to watch. Yeah. Danny Millington sounds more like Phil Mitchell when he having a crying fit. Ian Kirk, hello. You saying I got an email from Every about 3 weeks ago saying they were unable to deliver my parcel. So I expect that someone has nicked it. Well, Ian, just like me, I know a little bit about your backstory, and you've worked in the mail sorting offices, and it was your story about your friend that I posted on a video a couple of months ago. He brought the police down on you, didn't you? But honestly, it just goes on so often. And as I say, from my point of view, if I see it going on, if it's going on and they're stealing off a big company like Amazon, I'll turn a blind eye to it. But stealing off people, personal gifts, it's too much for me to swallow. That too much. So Benson's saying, Danny, little Ian being crying again. Well, we've been live now for an hour. So as I say, I just, I do find it a little bit difficult when I haven't got pickups to think of things to talk about on these lives. Queen Nessie, you're bloody amazing on your lives. You go live all night. You just gab away for bloody 12 or 13 hours. I'm getting onto the hour mark and I'm running out of things to say. I could sit here all night just chatting with the chat with you guys, but I think actually make you a little bit of an offer. Is there anyone who'd like to come on and do this with me sometime? Maybe Benson or someone else. Just jump on and I like the way. For anybody who watches Vegas Stacker and Blue Collar Stacker on their streams, and they just have a good bit of back and forth, don't they? And it just, when they run out of things to talk about, they just bounce off each other. So if anybody ever wanted to come on, Ned UK, I think I spoke to you about this. If you fancy coming on a live with me, mate, you know, seen you did your live the other day. Actually, that was quite enjoyable, mate. It was your first one. It's good fun, isn't it? Just having that sort of interaction with the chat. I really love doing it. I want to give a little shout out, actually. Sound Money Stacking. All right, he's a new creator. His first 2 videos have dropped tonight. He's a member of the community, member of the Discord. Sound Money Stacking. Do yourselves a favour, get over to his channel, give him a sub. He's a brand new creator. He said to me 2 of his videos were dropping at 8 o'clock today. So go and do your thing, guys. Go and give him a sub and check his videos out. So when did you start your lives, Nessie? Says Danny. Nearly 3 years ago. Ned, I ain't going there, mate. I ain't going there. She can, my woman can read what you're saying. I ain't going there. She's only in the other room. She's armed and dangerous, mate. You know what I mean? We'll keep that between the boys. So yeah, Queen Nessie's been doing her streams for nearly 3 years now. Well, impressive. Keep it up, Queen. You're brilliant, you know. It's hard for me to watch because you go all night and 10 o'clock I'm ready for bed, you know. Benson's saying I can come on at one time as I've never done a live before. Yeah, you have. You've been on TSC, haven't you? You've been on Stack Chat, haven't you? Done a couple of lives. You've done lives with Craven as well, haven't you? Sure you have. Yeah. Danny Millington. They're great. Really enjoy them, Nessie. Yeah. Nerd UK calling me a chicken. 100%, mate. 100%. I will. Nerd UK. I'm 6'5". I've got a face only a mother can love, and I played rugby for nearly 25 years. I fear no man. I fear no man. But air indoors absolutely flipping terrifies me, mate. Come on. You know the score. Benson coin. Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I've never done a live except for those like 4 or 5 that I done, you know, a couple of weeks ago that I totally forgot about. I'll come on once I get a space in this madhouse. You did say that, Ned. I was asking you about coming on live with me, and you said it's difficult because you got your grandkids running around and get that, mate. Get that, yeah. Danny's saying can tell from tone of his voice, he agrees. So he's in trouble anyway. Well, he's in bloody trouble, love. Nerd UK just retracted his message very quickly there, but I thought it said something about rugby union. Did it? All right, well, maybe type it again, Nerd pal. But yeah, for the record, it was Defo Rugby Union. Lol. Yeah, Rugby Union. Yeah, I played for 20 years. I'm actually a qualified coach as well, and a referee. I went on to do coaching for an under-12s team. Once I hurt me back, you know, I think I was about 33 when I hurt me back. It still plays up on me 10 years on. So that pretty much ended my playing career, quotation marks. Don't know what else to call it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a career, but yeah, I played for 20 years, coached for about 3, and then stopped coaching because me work life changed. I was working ships and I couldn't commit to it. That was about 7, 8, 9 years ago now. But yeah, rugby union. I was a second row, mate. I have played a little bit of rugby league. In fact, I played for the only rugby league team on the Wirral where I live. It was actually set up by the railway. My uncle was actually the sort of manager, and they used to play over railways like Chester Railway and Wrexham Railway, stuff like that. That was good fun, but yeah, I'm a union guy. So you played as well, did you? Ned? You were just seeing your comment, shoulder and hip, but mate, I mean, I've got a list. The back's just the worst one. Shoulder, the neck, the back. It's a lower back. God, when that goes, I get like that sciatica in my legs, and you know, like you're shaking, and you can't stand up properly, and I can't even put my socks on when it goes, mate. Honestly, it's the most agonising, debilitating pain. And that injury was nearly 10 years ago. So yeah, did you play for a Liverpool club then? Because I've played against most of the Liverpool clubs. We may have scrummed down against each other in the past, Ned. Who knows? It's interesting, isn't it? Benson just asked the missus, do women talk too much, but she's still bloody talking? Yeah, amen. Kilroy, when our husband's not in trouble with their wife, if you all know, please pass along the info. 100%, mate. Absolutely always in trouble. Wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? And I probably deserve it. Nerd, shoulder and hip for me. Yeah, man, I just got that list of injuries. Queen Nessie, my PE teacher, played for the British Lions. Steve Bainbridge is your PE teacher. I absolutely know who Steve Bainbridge is. 100%. Yeah, he was your PE teacher, was he? Wow, that's interesting. Brilliant. Yeah, he's a top player. I actually had a PE teacher who was an ex-pro, but not at like England level. He was a rugby league player for Salford Reds. He actually taught me a lot about rugby. He got me into it. He was he seen that I was a big lad and I was a little bit nervous about going into those tackles, and took me to one side one day in a PE session, and he just said, right, keep tackling me. I'm going to keep running at you. And once I figured out that I could tackle my PE teacher, who was an ex-pro, without getting hurt, then the other kids didn't bloody bother me. You know what I mean? And that was it. Away I went. Benson, boxer, Stuart Lamming. What boxer Stuart Lamming? What about him, mate? Was he a teacher for you, was he? Queen Nessie saying, yeah, he gave me the bumps on the trampoline on my 16th. Now, I don't know what the bumps means around by you, Nessie, but round here, it can mean a couple of things. It can mean a little punch in the arm, or it can mean something that PE teachers shouldn't be doing with 16-year-old girls. You know what I mean? Maybe you should move on. But yeah, maybe that's just a bit of a regional thing. Maybe you mean something different. So Danny's saying Austin Healy went to primary school with my eldest. Yeah, I actually used to play at Hoylake Rugby Club. Austin Healy was an ex-player there. Benson's saying, read the one before, mate. Let me just have a look. I've lost it. Boxer Stuart Lamming, and then he's saying, I just asked the missus, do women talk too much, but she's still bloody talking? Yeah, no, I don't know. But yeah, the boxer Stuart Lamming. All right, okay. All right, well, whatever. We'll move on. But yeah, actually, where I live in Wirral, we've got quite a lot of famous sportsmen. I've come across a few of them. I don't know whether you follow the UFC, but I actually work opposite Paddy Pimblett's gym. So, we've got plenty of stars around here. We all know a footballer. We all know a ex-Liverpool player or an ex-Everton player or whatever. It's a big place, but we get about us Scousers. Benson's he's talking about Queen Nessie's comments. All right, okay. My missus's cousin is Stuart Lamming. Has been training Dapper Laughs. Yeah, we've actually my mum's cousin was not a famous boxer. He was an old school boxer who fought a famous boxer. His name was Fred Wilkes, and his claim to fame, he actually fought and got beat by, but fought the great Sonny Liston. How about that? Not a name that comes up locally very often, is it? You know what I mean? But yeah, it was me nan's cousin. Danny's saying John Barnes spent his life walking around the Wirral trying to get noticed. That's true. That got a little town up at the very sort of southern point of the Wirral called Heswall, and it's where all like the famous footballers live. It's a posh part of town, you know, and you can't go up there without spotting John Barnes. Honestly, he just walks up and down in his trackie all day, trying to, you know, like, look at me, I'm John Barnes. He's a nice guy, but a bit in love with himself. My cousin is a professional footballer, Matthew Sparrow, but he is a knob. It goes to the red, I suppose. Who's he play for, Benson? Queen Nessie. The bumps is where everyone gets your arms and legs and fling you in the air and kick your butt. All right, okay. So, yeah, not as blue as I thought then. Yeah. I work with John Barnes' son. What's his name? Ah, I know him. I've met him, Ned. Is it Ashley? Is it Ashley Barnes? I probably got that wrong, but I met him. He used to live in Oxton, and I used to drink there when I was about 16 or 17. I think I've also played footy against him on like a 7-a-side game or something. Is it Ashley? I can't remember. Jamie. Is it Jamie? Maybe he's got a couple of sons then. Don't know. Ian's saying Benson is a 50-year-old bloke supposed to know who Dapper Laughs. A 50-year-old bloke supposed to know who Dapper Laughs is. Yeah, I skipped over that one. I haven't got a clue who Dapper Laughs is either. Queen Nessie met John Barnes when he played for Newcastle. Why man? Why I Nessie like? Yeah, I've met him a few times. What other football players have I met? I've met loads. I'm not going to start name dropping. There's a ton of them around here. Jamie Barnes. He played for Scunthorpe and Brighton. Can't stand Scunthorpe. He must be a knob if he's playing for Scunthorpe. Yeah, so we caught up on the chat, and yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night in a minute. Unless anyone's got anything that they want to talk about. Any questions for me, or any questions I can pass on to Danny? Anything do you want to say about Spot? Ned saying stayed with Ray Clements for 4 weeks when I was a young lad. Hey, he's got safe hands, I believe, mate. I hope he treated you well with him. Uncle Ray. I've got to stop being naughty now. Right, Danny, they won't know the Tranmere players, Sandy. No, they won't know the Tranmere players, no. Let's not go there. I don't know the Tranmere players, and I'm a Tranmere fan. Yes, half my family are born from Scunthorpe. Tridal, hello, mate. Good evening. I was just about to bring this stream to a bit of an end, mate. Well, thanks for popping in. All the way from Berlin. You went out with his niece, Ray Clements' niece. Did you really? Well, I tell you what, right? I've said this before on a stream, right? While we're name dropping, yeah? While we're all name dropping the famous footballers that we've met, because I've met tons of them. Honestly, there's loads of them who live on the Wirral. I've met Barry Horn, Ian Rush, Jan Mulby, Pat Nevin. There's a huge list. I really am. I'm not making it up. We've got Ned here who's met Ray Clements. We've got Queen Nessie who's met John Barnes in Newcastle. All right, well, I'm going to give you the biggest football name drop you will ever hear. My darling Danny has got a very famous godfather. Now, when I say he is a Liverpool legend, I ain't talking about John Barnes or Ian Rush. I'm talking the biggest legend there is at the whole of Liverpool Football Club. One of the biggest names in all of football in history. When she told me this on our first date, I didn't believe her. She had to show me a photograph. Only then did I believe her. But Danny's godfather is none other than the great, late Bill Shankly. Absolutely, Shanks. I've said it before on a stream. It's not a secret. Bill Shankly is Danny's godfather. He ain't Bill Shankly here in our house. It's Uncle Bill. All right, Uncle Bill and Auntie Nessie, the Shankleys. All right. It doesn't get bigger than that. You know what I mean? So what's everyone else? Ian saying he's met Bobby Robson, absolute legend. Alan Shearer is a bellend, says Nessie. Fair enough. Stuart Pearce does Walker Norman Crossley. I mean, I think you're just mentioning the name dropping who you've met there. Fair enough. Smidster, hello, welcome to the stream, mate. If you commented earlier, sorry for missing you. Benson Coins, wow, wow, mate, I know. Nerd UK, typical Evertonian comment. Who's he? You know full well who he is. He's the guy who stole all the trophies off you in the 60s, mate. Ian Attenbury had a photo with him, Nessie. Nice, Danny from Queen Nessie. I've met Doc Cotton. What a legend. Doc Cotton is a legend, absolutely. Who did she play football for, Benson, back in the day? Doc Cotton. Where are we? I agree, Benson would love to have stayed and had a chat in Laundrette with Dot. Meeting Brian Clough was an epic. Brian Clough, these are some legends coming out here. Brian Clough, Bobby Robson, Shanks. Yeah, wow. Great stuff. Benson Coins, the Laundrette FC. Yeah. Yeah, but I'd like to say, guys, it just doesn't get bigger. We can sit here name dropping football all you want, but she's not just met the guy; she was bloody christened with him. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah. Sorry, just taking a slurp of tea, guys. Still warm. So yeah, as I say, we're approaching an hour and a half now. It's about right for one of my streams. It's been a bit of fun tonight. Hasn't really been a lot to show you today. I think I will come live next week. I don't know what I'm doing next Wednesday. I like to come live on a Wednesday if I'm going to do it. Just the middle of the week. Breaks the week up nicely. I'm not feeling the sort of Monday fatigue. And I'm not like, and then Friday we've got like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got a pretty full schedule, haven't we, within the community with Cobra and TSC and then Sundays. So, yeah, I might come live next week, but it is my birthday next Wednesday. Might be a bit of fun to come and say hello to you on my birthday, but you never know. Me and Danny might end up popping out for a little bite to eat or something. In the 90s, I used to go out to quiz night on a Thursday. A few ex-Barnsley players. Can't say I've ever met a Barnsley player or can even think of any off the top of my head. Queen Nessie Zola. What, you met Zola? You're saying you've met Zola? Dad played golf with Zola and said he was so nice. What was he, the T? Just to stand there holding the golf ball up. He's tiny, isn't he? Nerds UK, nothing compared to mighty Prescott cables. The Prescott is great. Yeah. Danny's saying you can share your birthday cake. No, I can't. Sandy doesn't share cake. You know this, Danny. Yeah, he comes like that, Benson. He comes across like that, Benson. Young pup, great fella. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to say ta-ra. I'm going to end it there. Hopefully, I didn't prep this at all. I've had a bit of fun, apart from our little mate who wanted to preach to us about Bitcoin. He was getting on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, good to talk to you all. Good to reach out. Good to have you all in the chat. Great live as always. Sandy, my friend. Well, I try. I like to have a lot of pickups, and I normally try to write down a few topics that I'm going to talk about. Today, I just decided I was going to jump on and blag it, so mostly just chatting to you guys in the chat. Really, been a bit of fun. So great live. Take care, everyone. Yeah, take care, everyone. I hope the rest of your week goes well, and I will see you either in Cobra or in TSC or in Sundays with Craven at the weekend. And don't forget, guys, keep stacking. Love you all. Peace out.